Kawhi Leonard was born in Los Angeles, California on June 29, 1991. Mark Leonard and Kim Robertson, who already had 4 kids, were happy to meet him. Kawhi was the youngest child and only son in the family. In 2008, he had a life change that was not planned. At a car crash in Compton, his father was shot and killed. What a terrible thing happened to this young man, but guess what? Leonard insisted on playing the next night, and after the game, he cried and fell into his mom's arms. Even though it's been over a decade, the killer hasn't been found yet. Let's hope justice gets its day. Career. Leonard played for San Diego State's Aztecs. His team won 2 Mountain West titles and 2 spots in the NCAA tournament because of how well he played. During his 2 years of college, he averaged 14 points and 10 rebounds per game. In the 2011 NBA draft, the Indiana Pacers picked Kawhi Leonard with the 15th overall pick. However, he was later traded to the San Antonio Spurs. After being named to the All-Rookie team, he and the Spurs went to the NBA Finals, but LeBron's Miami Heat beat them. Leonard, on the other hand, learned from his loss and helped the Spurs win the NBA championship the next year. He was the 3rd youngest Finals MVP ever after averaging 18 points per game. Magic Johnson has already done it twice. The Claw moved to the Toronto Raptors in 2018, and a year later he led them to their first ever NBA title and won Finals MVP for the 2nd time. Talk about being well-known in Toronto. He joins Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and LeBron James as people who have won Finals MVP with more than one team. After having a good time with the Raptors, he moved back to his hometown of Los Angeles and signed with the Clippers as a free agent. Leonard is one of the best perimeter and all-around defenders in the NBA. This is because he's athletic, big, and smart. He's a very versatile player who can guard at least 3 positions and often does so for the star player on the other team. Leonard's quiet nature is clear from the fact that he doesn't do many interviews and avoids questions about his personal life. Leonard has also said that he doesn't follow the news or spend much time on social media. Kawhi has a reputation for being boring. Leonard is already an all-time great and likely a Hall of Famer. He's been chosen for 5 All-Star games, won 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards, was the All-Star MVP once, and led the league in steals once. Let's talk about how he makes so much money. Contract. The first deal Kawhi signed with the Spurs was for 2 years and $3.5 million. Because of what he did for the team, they couldn't replace him, so they gave him a maximum rookie contract extension for 5 years worth $94 million. In the last year of that deal, he was sent to the Raptors. They really wanted him to stay in Toronto, so they offered him a 1-year deal worth $21 million, but he turned it down with grace. In 2019, he agreed to play for the Clippers for 3 years and $103 million. 2 years later, they gave him a huge new contract worth $176 million for 4 years. 2025 is the last year of his contract. In the last year of that deal, when he will be 33 years old, he'll make a huge $49 million. What a way to make the paper. Endorsements. Leonard's first deal with a shoe company was with the Jordan brand of Nike. He made some cool Jordans like Pass the Torch and Ring Night. He was about to sign an extension with Nike where he made $500,000 a year, but they broke down when Leonard's side thought they didn't care enough about him. New Balance came in and offered a lot more than the $5 million a year he wanted. Kawhi is the most famous basketball player on the New Balance roster, and he wants to start a new tradition there. They've put out the Omnis and the New Balance Kawhi. How do you like the shoes? After helping the Toronto Raptors win a championship in 2019, Leonard signed a deal to work with Ontario-based Cargo Jet Airways. The Claw is also working on a celebrity ad campaign with Honey, a PayPal subsidiary. Kawhi's first ad for Honey came out in February 2020. Every year, Leonard makes $8 million from his sponsorship deals. That's a lot of money for someone who's known for being pretty boring. Let's talk about how Kawhi spends his money. Mansions. The star player for the Clippers just bought a new house in the Pacific Palisades. This custom home in the Hampton style is 12,000 square feet big. The ocean and hills can be seen from almost every room. Some of the features are a huge kitchen, a balcony off the master bedroom, 6 bathrooms, a closet the size of a studio, an infinity pool, a theater, a wine cellar, and more. This beauty was bought for a lot of money, $17 million. The Claw also owns a house in San Diego that has a Tuscan style. There's a gym, a gourmet kitchen, a home theater, and 2 offices, among other things. It's on 5 acres and has one of the biggest pools we've ever seen in a home. He paid a lot of money for this spectacular beauty too, $13.3 million. You know that traffic in LA is terrible, so Kawhi also had to get a penthouse at the Ritz-Carlton, which is across the street from the Staples Center, which is now called the Crypto.com Arena. It's about 4,200 square feet and has 3 bedrooms and 3.5 bathrooms. It has a desk, a football table, and a pool table. He gave $6.75 million to get this one. That gives the Claw 3 places to live. Not a bad way to live. Cars. Leonard doesn't really like wheels that much. When it comes to cars, he doesn't spend much. He has a famous story about how he owned the same 1997 Chevy Tahoe since he was a teenager. He called it Gas Guzzler and still drove it when he first joined the NBA. When he signed a deal with the Spurs for $94 million, he still kept it. It works, and it's paid off, he said, in typical Kawhi fashion. In 2021, he finally bought a new car after 10 years in the league, one of the only Rolls-Royce Cullinan there is. This high-end luxury SUV has 563 horsepower and a nice black and white interior. They start at around $350,000 and go up from there. We're glad to see that after all those years of saving, you went on a ride. Good for you, Kawhi. Fashion. When it comes to fashion, Kawhi Leonard does not dress like other NBA stars. These guys are just as tough when they're not on the court as when they are. Kawhi, unlike many of his all-star teammates, likes to wear sweatsuits that match. Kawhi Leonard only needs sweatsuits to really smile. New Balance is trying to sell sets of sweatsuits that go together. The Claw seems to have a quiet personality and dress style as well. Charity. Together with the Clippers and Baby to Baby, Kawhi Leonard gave 1 million backpacks to students in several school districts in the Los Angeles area, including his own. Leonard's been active all through his career, paying it forward in San Antonio, Toronto, and the City of Angels. Leonard has tried to make a difference wherever he's been. For example, he's put on free basketball clinics for kids and given a car to a program for disabled children. Music. Kawhi Leonard is known for how good he is on the court, and now he's getting attention for something else he loves: music. He launched his first album, which he titled Culture Jam Volume 1. A lot of well-known rappers like Ty Dolla $ign, NBA Youngboy, and Whale were also on the album. Leonard is one of the project's executive producers. This is just one of his many skills. On his social media pages, he wrote that Culture Jam is the intersection of basketball, music, art, and culture, changing how culture speaks to the rest of the world. He was also in Drake's Way Too Sexy video from Certified Lover Boy. What a way to put down a jam. I'm looking forward to seeing how Kawhi's music career grows. Love life. Kawhi Leonard is seeing Kashelle Shipley in a serious way. Since 2014, they've been dating, and they now have 2 kids together. Both Leonard and Kashelle went to San Diego State, where they met. During Leonard's time with the Spurs, they had their daughter Kayla. Also, in April 2021, their son was born. Even though they haven't said what their son's name is, most people think Leonard named him after his late father, Mark Leonard. They aren't married yet, but Kashelle was recently seen wearing a big ring, which made people think they might be getting engaged. As soon as the news got out, she took the ring off. So we still don't know whether or not they're engaged. But if you know Kawhi, you probably shouldn't expect him to tell you. Net worth. You've all been waiting for this moment, and now it's here. What is the real value of Kawhi Leonard? Leonard Claw has a net worth of $60 million with everything going on in his life. Kawhi is the real deal. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Please consider dropping a like and subscribe to the channel for more celebrity and basketball content.